Going live, going live. Let's see.
Woo, we are live.
You are live.
All right, hey everyone. I'm Sapphire Nova Cosplay with Superheroes Unlimited here at Coffin Comics Con Online. So we get to do a very exciting thing today. You get to see me becoming Lady Death. So I brought for you guys a little taste of my closet at home. Looks something kind of like this. So part of my process in becoming Lady Death is figuring out first what I want to wear. So a lot of times it's picking through everything. I've got, a couple set of gauntlets. You've got my leg armor here. We've got different sets of boots. I have 3 wigs. I have 3 different props.
So just jump over to our sister channel on YouTube, and you're going to get to know. She's actually going to make up and become.
Yeah, becoming Lady Death. So.
Oh, Brad Polito popping in.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And more people joining us. Come on.
Oh, we got Billy from Economics and Comics YouTube channel. Coming in.
We've got Billy's arm.
Billy's arm.
His arm.
Yeah,
Right there.
For those of you at home, there's also a screen over to the side of the camera that we can see ourselves, and it's kind of distracting.
Subscribe if you like
Hi.
everything comics, anything comics. And my guests are here. We are going to join the fun.
We are good. We got Demon Structus Phil says Swarm. Hey there, Miss Sapphire.
Hey!
Okay,
Cool. I'm
Sounds good.
glad you guys are joining us. So part of the biggest, most time-consuming part of becoming Lady Death is painting. So we're gonna jump right into it here. One of the most common questions I get is, what do I use to paint? So I use this little thing here. I'm gonna zoom it in here. So it's called Paradise Paint. It's by Mayron. It's a water-based paint. So it's what I'm gonna be using today. So I'm gonna show you guys all my techniques. You guys are gonna get to see exactly what I do.
And this is Sapphire Nova, guys.
That's me. I need a sponge though. There we go. Alrighty, so things that I need. That is not my sponge. I need my paint. I've got a makeup brush. Usually I like a brush like this because it's short. It's got a wide bristle, but I don't like it when it's too long. It gets too streaky. And obviously I don't want it to be too small because then it doesn't cover as much. So that's kind of my first base paint is this brush. And then second, got a little makeup wedge here. I use that to blot out all the paint so then you don't get streaks or blotches or all that fun stuff. So we're gonna start stripping. Woohoo!
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how it's gotta be because Lady Death does not wear a lot of clothes. So I have my little trusty Coffin Comics cup here. So have to wet my brush a little because it is a water-based paint. That's what makes it active. So just a little bit of water on the brush, swirl it around, and just paint it on. Nice and simple as that. Now I am starting at the top of my legs because Lady Death usually wears some kind of a taller boot. In this case, my boot arrives just above the knee, but I always want to make sure that I get everywhere that I think is even going to be possibly seen because a lot of times costumes shift. So I don't want to, have a beautifully painted skin and then have my costume shift and you get a nice patch of regular skin. So I make sure that I get down anywhere I think that could possibly be seen. So I always like to start with the base and work my way up because now I don't have to bend over places that I've already painted. So
Phil Walkler says hello.
Hi, Phil Walkler.
Onesies are live at ladydeathstore.com, code ECON.
Sweet. So basically my first coat of paint, I am just gonna brush on everything. Doesn't matter where it goes. If you notice, it's way streaky right now. I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but it is really streaky. So this is not at all how I want it to end up, but don't worry, that's not how it's going to be. This is just my first coat.
If I need to move the camera, let me know, okay, away.
Oh.
No, you're fine.
I know, but she says she goes everywhere, so.
She's going to go everywhere.
Well,
Yeah,
that's when I need to move the camera is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
we planned for it.
Okay.
It won't be anything that is not YouTube appropriate. S.
Yeah.
S.
Okay, we're on that line.
All the important bits are covered, folks.
Okay.
Yeah, we are, gonna get a little close and personal here because that's, part of it. Lady Death just likes to, let it all show. So it's cool like that. But so my first coat is usually just I just throw it on. And for those of you that don't know, there's a nice little mirror right underneath the camera. So I'm totally watching everything that I'm doing. And trying not to watch the little screen over here because that is going to throw me off.
You can angle it.
Yeah.
No, the screen, your screen, so she doesn't look at it.
Oh no.
Oh, he's talking.
I'm talking about this.
Oh no, I know.
Gotta get in everywhere.
This is definitely an interesting stream.
I know, right? You know what? I can't tell you the number of people that ask me exactly what I do. This is what I do. And when I tell you everybody that I'm kind of doing gymnastics to, get it all, I wasn't lying.
Now understand, I'm here with Sapphire's husband.
Hello.
So he will kill me. I don't know if he'll kill the Batman though, and we might see the Batman. This is cosplay, man.
I want to see the Batman.
He's Jamaican.
I love it. Alrighty, and there are my 2 legs half done. Now usually for a con I'll usually do 3 coats because it needs to last all day. But today I'm probably only going to do 2. But as I go back over, now this is where the important hard stuff comes in because, like I said, the first time, and I don't know how well you can see this at home, my paint looks incredibly streaky. And that is obviously not what I want it to be.
Yeah, it all depends on where the light's hitting. The light up top here in here is super bright because normally they have a bunch of the amazing Coffin Comics in here.
Yeah, but now I take that little makeup wedge and I start the blotting process.
So just that little, is that just enough for one, or do you use more than one of these?
My palette?
Yeah.
I've already done 3 full Lady Death paints out of that. So I will easily get this one done out of that and probably 1 more. So 1 palette lasts me a long time. And honestly, you get them on Amazon, they're prime. So, I can have it in 2 days. And they're usually $15 to $20 per palette, depending on color.
Someone asked if you powder when you're done.
So I do not usually. You can use setting powder or setting spray. If you sweat a lot, I highly recommend it. I do not, I really don't tend to sweat. Actually, if you can see right now, there's a little glisten on my nose. It's hot in here.
It is hot in here.
I almost want to just crack that door, but
that's the most I ever sweat. So I don't usually use a powder, but you can. It helps just set it so it doesn't go, so it doesn't start to streak or move or anything like that. Also, a setting spray works really good too. I really like Ben Nye's Final Seal. So like I said, if you're planning on, doing it all day, you sweat a lot, those things are really good. I usually spray my armpits because I'll sweat under my armpits. But that's really about it. So you see, I'm using the sponge, it really blots out those lines so you don't get the streaky. Now if you see, I've got a patch here, I don't really care, that part's gonna get hidden underneath a boot. So I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I'm gonna focus on the parts that get seen. And if I have a little bit, there's a little extra here and a little bit lighter here, I can kind of drag things over.
Ask how many cosplays do you usually do a year?
A lot.
Well, I guess the question would be, define that question a little more.
Yeah.
How many different cosplays does she wear, or how many cosplays does she make a year? I guess would
events.
be.
Yeah, so we do roughly 30 events a year.
Or more.
A lot.
Yeah.
30 shows, because that's not including events we come here and do, Brian's, Kickstarters and things like that. So, I'll dress in costume probably a good, what would you say, 15, 20 times a month?
Yeah.
Just at home?
no, actually rarely at home, unless I'm trying things on.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say we feature guests at about 20, 30 plus conventions a year as guests. And then as far as like wearing costumes and stuff like that, we do events like this. I mean, she's probably in costume like 2 times a week or so. So
Yeah.
I'd say probably closer to like 8-10 times a month.
Also,
Depends on, because it depends on how many like cons we're going to.
Yeah.
So like
some days it's like 3-day cons.
Yeah,
some
3-day
days
cons,
there's an
2-day
extra
cons,
event.
and then like 2 weeks from now we've got a photo shoot we're doing with the Birds of Prey from the Arizona Renaissance Festival.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna have like the eagles and falcons. So we do events like that. We do events like this. Like there's all sorts of different things we do that add to that. Let's see here. You got some questions on here. Ghost Rider says, "What up, Derek?" Hey, Ghost Rider. Phil wants to know, do we have a cosplay cover in the future? We're in talks with Coffin about that. She does have another cosplay cover coming out that we just announced. But I'm not going to talk about that here because we're on the Coffin stream. And then let's see. Ghost Rider says, always wanted to cosplay.
Do it.
Totally should. And I need to put together a good Coffin cosplay for myself. Tired of Marvel and want to rep the Sworn. Says
Hell
Phil.
yeah.
Yeah, do, I'm trying to blank. What's the Smith dude? The one who makes Lady Death's sword.
Cremation,
Yes.
Cremator.
Yeah. I'm so bad with names.
I want to see a good Haxus cosplay. I think he is freaking awesome and so sexy. Also, I would love to see somebody cosplay Michael. Oh, there's a picture of Michael and Lady Death like making out, and it's one of the sexiest things ever. I really like Michael.
So, what other cosplay do you do? They were asking like what other characters?
Ooh, great question. I cosplay a lot. I have roughly 50 cosplays at home that I can pull out of my closet at any given time. Some of my most popular, I do obviously Lady Death. I've got 3 full different versions of Lady Death. I do Gamora. I've done Starfire. Just came out with a Red Sonja. What else? Ash from League of Legends. I know, it's hard to...
Space Yoko from Gurren Lagann. Trunks, your Piccolo, Majin Buu.
Yeah, I've done a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Let's see, who else do we got? You've done the Sanderson sisters.
Oh yeah, that was this last Halloween. I came out with a Corpse Bride.
Oh yeah, Corpse Bride.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, no, it was a gorgeous photo shoot. She looks amazing. That's actually really funny. We found a full wedding dress for, God, it was like $10. Yeah, like it was like a $600 wedding dress at Goodwill, and we're like, we're gonna dye this.
Yeah. So the wedding dress, it's so funny because it started out with like these like giant sleeves and like full length, and I like chopped it to pieces. I dyed it. I had to like hand dye it because it has to have this beautiful ombre to it. So it was quite the process, but a lot of fun. I cut it up and I made bones for it because she has like a bone arm.
Nelliel from Bleach.
Yeah.
You've done
so many. Black Widow.
We have literally like an
8-foot
like closet that I have to like every time we move to a new place or whatever, I literally have to go to Home Depot and buy a 1-inch steel rod and build a whole new closet rack in our closets because our stuff is too heavy. And so we literally have a 8-foot long closet full of stuff. We have an entire photography room that's just full of the costumes.
Yeah, it's full butt shot.
We've got, oh God, what else have you done? There's so many. Like it just gets.
I mean, there's like simple ones too. Like I just finished a Lara Croft. Like I haven't even shot that one yet.
Oh, that'd be cool. You know what's cool? I was talking to her about possibly us doing an event in January because I'm doing this event where I want a cosplayer to come and be there for the final end of the year thing. So, what would you guys like, Sapphire Nova, if this works, to be in January for Comic Artist Battle Finals?
Well, they answered that question. Phil says, message me the name and pics, and I'll work on piecing things together. And it's not just the costume that is great, but the way you become the character. Definite respect. And Ghost Rider says, Tomb Raider is the shit. I kid you not.
Well, you guys will get to see a little bit later on, like, my process into getting into the character, too. So, because as you can see, Lady Death is very, very far from my real personality. Even though she is the coolest thing ever, I am anything but cool.
No,
I
you
am
were
fun,
good.
I am quirky, but I am not cool.
Kickstarter was good. I remember we turned the camera to her and she's like, "What's going on, fiends?" or something like that. I'm like, oh man, she's invested.
Yeah, and ta-da, my legs are done.
It's actually really funny with the question with all the costumes we have.
Now, if you can see too, like I get like a little bit on my clothes as I go. It's okay. This stuff is all very, very washable, so it'll come off. So, yay! Now for the next part. Told you I'm stripping.
Pretty much.
I gotta ask, when you guys press the button, did you have to enter over 18? Because I think I changed it for this.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Hashtag not kid friendly.
Yeah. Make sure I'm covered there.
Yeah, part of my job is to make sure her boobs stay in the bra at most events.
Great job.
I try.
Hey,
I put a lot of effort into that.
It's the one
It's
thing,
a hard job, but somebody's got to do it.
it's the one thing he gets to do, you know.
We did a photo shoot up in Flagstaff, and that we're actually going to have pictures coming out here shortly. That she looks amazing as Red Sonja, but one of our models was Emma Frost, and the way that Emma Frost top works is like the only way to adjust it is you literally just have to grab the boob, grab the top, and shove one down and pull the other up.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
that's all I was doing all weekend.
And I gave him permission to.
So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into the cosplays. Like this is one of the things we tell a lot of people about, because like they don't realize, like, one of the things we see a lot in cosplay is people being down on themselves that they don't look as good as the professional cosplayers or so on and so forth. And one of the things I tell everybody is, like, we make it look easy because this is all we do.
I could see that happening.
You know,
I do this a lot.
so like, you know, when someone's starting out doing this body painting, they're not going to get it done as quick as Sapphire is. It's not going to be as smooth and as simple. But she's also, you know, like she said, she probably paints up like this 2, 3, 4 times a month, you know, and all of that just, you know, adds on to it, you know.
I have done this easily over 100 times.
Yeah, I mean, this
part here, I mean, it's got to be really difficult.
Thus the full-length mirror.
Yeah, oh no, it dripped. That's okay.
Let's see. Bill says we will cover our eyes if needed, no peeking. And Ghost Rider says a gentleman never peeks at a lady. We'll trust you guys.
These, you know, the little through the hand.
I know, right? No peeking.
I'm not looking.
Yeah, so generally my back gets covered by the cape.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't usually put a lot of effort into doing my back, but I do make sure it's done because, like I said, everything can shift. So I don't ever want there to be a patch that looks, you know, completely undone. So I don't usually put like a bunch of like coats on the back. I don't spend a lot of time with the smoothing. I do a little bit, but I know overall it's really not going to be seen.
Yeah, it's hard to see all this. That, like, I know you guys can't see it on the camera just because the way the lighting is in here. But she's actually a lot more streaky than the camera is making this look right now.
We can see it on mine. You can see it well, but
yeah, we're using the little webcammy guy. So
is that the Brio or the 922? Because if it's the
I don't know. You're just saying words, bro.
Oh yeah, there might be a zoom option. Maybe, I don't think so.
I don't know. It's really just this bright light in the
bit.
middle is just blotting her out.
Yeah, I already look white before we even started.
Exactly. You're super shiny right now, Sap.
So that's about all the effort I put into my back. Just that it's done.
Let's see. Ghost Rider says Sapphire rocks the cape look. She does.
Woo! I love capes. Capes are so cool.
Capes need to come back in fashion.
I know. Well, like, you just never feel more epic than you walk around and, like, a cape billows behind you. Like, it really is just the most fun ever.
It is. Well, it's like she just found this really cool flowy, like, dressy thing at the store, and she picked it up, and, like, it's like a little mini half cape sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she really loves it.
I do, because, again, it just makes you feel so epic. Like, same thing, I made a Storm cape, like, eons ago, like X-Men Storm. And when I first made it, like, you know, I just made it to look right. Like, I wasn't thinking any kind of functionality or anything like that. And when I walk, it like billows behind me, and I was like, wow, I feel so epic and beautiful. Capes really just do that. So this is one of the fun things. I got my belly button pierced like, what, 8 months ago now? And I will say it has changed the way I body paint because it like affects the way I paint around it, which is very interesting. So I had to learn how to like maneuver around it. And one of these days when it's fully healed, I really want like a coffin or a skull or something really cool to wear for Lady Death. But for right now, it's still my Sapphire one.
Let's see. Phil says, seriously, I like how you pay attention to all the detail when cosplaying, bringing the character truly to life. Brianna hopped on and said, hi. Capes are literally the best. 100% agree. And she goes, oh my god, that storm cape is the greatest cape I've ever worn.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the, you know, noticing my attention to detail. That's one thing, like, I really do try. Like, when I first considered even cosplaying Lady Death, like, I knew there was no way I was going to do her until I figured out how to, you know, how to be able to paint her, how to be able to do the right contacts, and all of that, because I wanted her to be right. Like, I wasn't going to do her a disjustice, you know? Injustice? I don't know what the proper word is there.
I think it's injustice. Yeah.
Injustice, yeah.
Or and injustice.
And injustice, yeah, I don't know.
Do her an injustice.
Yeah.
There we go. I knew I said it wrong.
But no, I mean, it's true. It's one of the things we bring up a lot of times with people is like really think about the character you're cosplaying, how they would act, how they would respond to things. Because one of the things we see a lot, and we get it a lot when we're making costumes for people, is when someone comes to us and they go, I want to look like this character. I'm like, that's really cool. And that works in a video game. But when you wear that in real life, stuff doesn't function that way. You know, like straps don't work like that. Things don't work, you know,
need to, like,
parts don't connect and stuff like that. And that's one of the things we...
Don't take down the camera. Like that?
Hold on.
I'm messing
Technical
everything
difficulties.
up.
She's messing everything up.
Sorry, well, otherwise I was gonna have to like squat down to do this next part.
I'm just gonna have to hold it.
Okay. Oh, you know what? So right around now is
Maybe
when...
the leg. You can balance it on the tripod leg.
I tried that, but the problem is it doesn't.
Guys, this is one of the very few times.
Okay, I see.
Actually, that might work. Actually.
If you put it against the table too.
Yeah, that works. You get to see me. Here's my real hair. Absolutely not one stitch of makeup on. You get to see my real eyes. It's crazy. Most people don't ever get to see this of me. So, but now the hair.
I was wondering how you guys did that.
That is how easy a wig cap can go on.
Do it again. Start over. So wig caps are really simple, and people put them on wrong all the time.
You want these lovely ones that have the hole in both sides because they're the nicest, easiest thing ever.
Or cut the end off the ones that are the full cap ones.
You really can. So I just throw it around my neck, pull out all the hair. So now it's just strictly around my neck. There's always a solid line on it, and then there's a side that's like more open, or the side that you cut. You want the solid line to sit along your hairline. And then I just pull all the hair in. And now I have really thin hair, so that works really, really easy. But even with thick hair, it works just fine. Because now you can smoosh the hair all around. And ta-da, it sits flat. And now my hair is gone. Ta-da!
I see a puppy got your neck.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, did he? He was snuggling with me this morning. My Aries was a snuggler this morning.
Ghost Rider says nothing to see here, just some tech issues. Move along.
Exactly.
Trying to help.
Yeah, I'm just giving up.
How's that?
Sorry, I messed the whole thing up.
Here.
It's all
Okay,
my
there we go.
fault.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
working.
just fix the
That's
camera.
working.
I can stand. Actually, will you do me a favor just for
What's up?
1 second?
You need a. What do you need me to hold
Well,
or grab or touch?
but just keep it on her, and then yeah.
Woohoo!
Cosplay man!
Come on!
The Batman is here, straight from Jamaica, man. Chilling with Lady Death. Cop? No. Not too exciting, they don't care. I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. Oh, how about Harley?
I
you've
have
done
done a
Harley
Suicide Squad Harley. I think that's
I
really...
think Harley would be, if he could do it, that would be probably really.
Yeah, there's one actually. Do you want to talk about the one that we...
Oh, yeah. Well, so we've never really done Harley Quinn because we try to do characters that not 9 billion other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because like we always get, why don't you guys have Deadpool? Well, because there's a billion Deadpools at every convention.
Or there's like a few that like we've done a couple like that, but like, you know, usually there's something like Laura Croft. A billion people have done her, but her costume was so stupidly easy to throw together that it was like, it took me like 30 minutes. So I was like, you know what, why not? It'll be a fun photo shoot. I'm gonna have fun rolling around the desert. It'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what we do is like, we want, all the costumes we make, we're a custom costume company, so we sell them.
Yeah.
So we don't do anything, that's what we actually do. People often forget it, but that's what we actually do is we're a custom
What's the name
costume
of your company?
Superheroes Unlimited.
Okay.
So we actually make anything someone sends us a picture of, armor, weapons, props, 3D prints, molds, fabrics, everything. And so that often comes up. And so all of the costumes she wears to cons and everything like that, we have available for sale and listed. And so we try not to do stuff that like you can go to China for $30 and get the same thing.
Sure.
Because it's just, not worth selling. And we do have a Harley Quinn we want to do. It's just very involved. Billy Tucci has a character card set essentially, where he's got like a Joker, a King, a Queen, and things like that. And he's got the picture here somewhere. I'll pull it up. You guys can probably see it on camera. Billy Tucci, Harley.
I want you guys to know, you guys are seeing like everything, all my lovely little jiggles and all that fun stuff that I'd rather people not see. I want you to know how much I love you, and I'm showing you all of it.
Okay, so this is the Billy Tucci Harley Quinn we're looking to do.
Yeah, that's sick.
And it's a Harlequin. And that's one we want to do because it's something that nobody's done. The technical level of it's pretty high. And that's essentially how we decide what costumes we're doing is it really going to showcase our abilities as a company and things along those lines? Because like she said, Laura Croft, it's 30 minutes in a Goodwill run. Anybody can make it. So like, there's no point for us to do that. And that's really what we focused on. And honestly, that's one of the original reasons that we got drawn to Lady Death too, was Lady Death has so many amazing outfits and costumes and designs. And
this was one of my first, and it's kind of gotten redone and rebuilt and such, but it was one of the first.
That thing has been so worked on.
I know,
It's
I
sick,
love it. It's so beautiful. And like, I'm so proud. I made all the bones and everything like that to it. So like, I'm very proud of this piece, but it's...
I mean, that piece in particular, it was Warbler wood glue, and then that cracked, so then we epsiloned it, and then Saph handmade all those bones. Those are actually all Warbler scraps we had.
Yeah.
So she literally handmade every one of those bones here.
Actually, I'll be right back. You keep going, doing your thing right there. I gotta check in over there. We'll be right back.
So
if you guys see here,
how are we doing time-wise too?
halfway, 30. So if you guys see here, these are actually all bones that she hand sculpted. Even this piece right here is all individually hand sculpted by Saph. You can actually see a little bit of I don't know if you can see on the camera there, but those little globs are actually some glue where she glued it down and everything. And then on the inside here, we got some we got some Gorilla tape.
Yeah, we don't want to
we got a bra.
The bra had to be hand sewn, so it didn't stick out.
Yeah, so like this is the stuff that like pro cosplayers generally don't show you, where it's like this is just taped because we needed to reinforce it at some point.
It was also, I mean, this thing's like 5 years old.
Yeah, it's literally 5 years old.
I've learned better since then.
But Yeah, I mean, it's still one of your favorites, though. Everybody
It
loves
is.
it.
I love
so.
that one so much. Hi, welcome back.
Sorry, I had to do the quick check-in.
Oh, good. Let's see. Bill says, how do you come up with details, ideas for your cosplays? They are all phenomenal.
Oh, thanks. Honestly, a lot of it's just like how, I don't know, like sometimes it's like I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see a new artist has posted a picture. Sometimes they're like little ideas that spring to me, like I made an I Dream of Starfire. And
I forgot about that one.
yeah, and so like it was, an original design that I came up with. I, combined the two characters. And it was literally just, I was watching I Dream of Jeannie one day and I was like, it was about time that I was like, I don't really want to, keep wearing my Starfire costume because I'd worn her to so many conventions at that point. And I was just like, you know what? I think those two would work great together. And
Well, and then we were going to go meet
ideas.
Jeannie too. She was at a convention we were guesting at. And so we met, what is it, Barbara?
Barbara Eaton?
I think so, something like that.
Making that up.
So, yeah, we
rid
did
of
that.
Looking for a stand.
we're trying to
Yeah, I mean, you
keep
can
this,
probably scoop the comics there.
PG-13 here.
We can go R. No,
18 plus now.
Yeah, that's what they said. 18 is you have to be 18 to watch this video.
Really? Well, then I might still be getting carded. I got carded to go see rated R movies up until I was 25. Legitimately, they would not let me. One time I almost didn't get in because I had forgotten my ID at home.
Yeah, we had a few movies we almost got turned away from, and I was like, we're old enough, people.
I was like, the reason I don't have my ID is because I was out at a bar last night.
So true.
So I never really paint my full ears because ears kind of freak me out and I don't want the paint in my ears. But I will paint just the bottoms of them. Again, most times it's covered by a wig, but you never know, that could be the little shift and I don't want people to see any part of me that looks not white. Just like I'm gonna paint the back of my neck. I'm not gonna paint up here because that's all gonna be covered by the cape.
All the time. Phil says fingers ready to cover eyes if we have a wardrobe malfunction.
Don't worry, we're past most of the potential wardrobe malfunction areas.
So then what are we doing during the next showing?
I have to do all my makeup.
Oh, you're doing all your face stuff?
Yeah.
So this time's just the body?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll show you what goes into all of the makeup-ing of it, and then maybe we'll let people choose which version of Lady Death they want to see me in.
Yeah.
And we'll get ready, and then...
Comics and More NJ say afternoon all, and Ghost Rider says only you can prevent wardrobe malfunctions.
Hey, you know what? I do my best, and short of photo shoots, I don't think I've ever really had a wardrobe malfunction. So I'm gonna knock on wood right now, because now that I put
She
that
says
out,
that everything falls off.
I'm like, now that I put that out into the universe, I'm probably screwed.
No, I don't think we've. Yeah. God, we're coming up on 6 years here, and I don't think we've ever had any major costume malfunctions at a show. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have I know this is a silly question, but do you have cosplay enemies on the set? On the what do you call it?
The circuit?
The circuit.
There's some people that I would rather not associate with, but you know what? I believe in putting positivity out into the universe, so I'm not going to talk about
that
them
was dumb.
because
That was
I
a
don't
dumb.
want.
I mean, I will say.
I've seen it though.
Yeah, one of the things that constantly comes up in cosplay is cosplay toxicity, and the reality is any business or any realm of life you're in really has just people who are negative and toxic.
Believe me, I know.
So it doesn't matter whether you're in Hollywood, whether you're in cosplay, whether you're working an office job, a 9-to-5, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's always just bad people out there. And the only thing I would say with cosplay is there are negative things that people do to gain benefits in the community, which are terrible. But the reality is like,
Dude, believe me, I know.
you know, manufactured dramas, things like that.
God,
But,
you're with me here.
And we've seen it, we've dealt with it, we've had to put up with it. But honestly, at this point, like, thankfully, probably I'd say the last like 3 years, we haven't really had to deal with it. We got big enough that like just nobody starts the stupid drama. Like it's high school drama. It's really what it is. It's always high school drama in the community.
And I'm sure there's people that want to and all that.
Doing YouTube and stuff. Believe me, I'm dealing with it. People don't think it is, but
I just try.
It is. FaceTime.
Yep.
So they asked, did you ever do a She-Hulk before?
You know what? I have not, and it's one that I know a couple people have asked me to do. So it is one I will probably do in the future. Because again, it's kind of one of the ones like Lara Croft, where like it's fairly simple to throw together. So I probably will do it for a photo shoot. I doubt I will ever wear her to like a convention or anything like that, just because technically it's not as complex. But I definitely do want to do her in the future.
Have you done a La Muerta, or is that too detailed?
That's a whole layer of issues.
Yeah, I will say, so I'm actually in the process of making a Hell Witch as we speak.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So that I am very excited about, and you guys can all bother Derek into making my wing frame.
I'm working on it.
It's all his fault. He's the holdup.
I'm working on it, people. I'm sorry.
It's mostly done. I need to finish a couple little details, but she's pretty well along. I just need to make the wings once the wing frame is made. And that's on Derek.
Yeah.
So blame him.
Essentially, we haven't done a La Muerta because of ethnicity issues.
Yeah.
People don't like Sapp's a
She's
white
not
girl.
Latina?
She's not Latina,
exactly.
so it becomes blackface, and it's a whole.
Well, especially she, has the very sugar skull look, and
But that's how you can all do that on
it's
makeup.
very well, exactly. But the point
difficult.
is, it's
not that it's too difficult just
cultural
to do.
appropriation is the problem.
You're worried about social
outrages.
That's just. I hate that word. I got to be honest. I hate the word that right now. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, though. I mean, we are looking for a model to model it that would be culturally appropriate for it, because that is something that, like, it's a thing, and I get both sides of the arguments, hands down. Like nobody is necessarily in the wrong in regards to that.
Have you heard of the new character called Punchline yet?
Yes.
What about that?
From what I've seen of Punchline, we might do Punchline for like a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But she's not going to be a con one because, again, it's just that super simple, easy to do.
Yeah.
There's a billion of them out there. Like, one of the big things, I mean, and Lady Death is a prime example of it, is be original, be unique, be creative.
Yeah.
Be one of a kind. Like, why join the herd? And that's essentially like what we try to focus on that, like, because there's just so many of those, like, Harley Quinn's, Deadpool's, Captain America's, like.
Someone says Scream.
Scream?
Venom, the girl,
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
That would be like. I don't know how they can make Scream like good looking, because she's like.
Aubriana says would be interested in Murta.
Witchblade.
And I thought Aubriana would be.
Aubriana, I thought it'd be for that one too.
I have so wanted to have Saf do a Witchblade. Like.
I also kind of wanted to do a Chaotica.
Yeah. See, like.
Have you done
Brian just needs
Rabbit?
to stop coming out with cool characters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Actually, I'm working on, as we speak, an original drawing by James Mulligan, who did a Jessica Rabbit as a Hollywood Towers hotel, like the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Kind of Jessica, so she's got a really cute little.
Yeah, I like that costume.
Like bellhop kind of dress. So I'm actually working on that one as we speak. And that one should be done by next week.
That might be a good option.
So, all right, what are we time?
It is 2:40.
Okay, sweet. So we got like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna take a little break.
Let's see.
And then when we come back, I'm gonna show you guys all about like doing a face. I'm probably gonna put on a cape because that's so much more than what I'm wearing right now.
Are you gonna go running around out there?
Let's see. Ghost Rider says asking Brian not to be cool is like asking a fish to breathe air. And Aubriana says I'm super excited to see that Jessica Rabbit costume.
Yay!
Yeah, me too. I love
that one should be really neat. But I mean, in reality, that's about it for my body painting. So, you know,
Alright,
you
let me
can
get
see,
one last.
yeah, the full scope here as we,
Yeah, step a little closer to
you
it
guys
so like we can.
see.
I'm trying to get
Yeah.
like a.
There's like
good,
no
like-
good like light, but
I know, like your face looks like 1,000 times wider than like your
It
chest,
really
and then
does.
your legs look dim and like.
but
Alright,
I
well,
promise I look pretty
while you
even
do
in
your
person.
break, I'm gonna go finish up with these guys and I'll be
Okay.
back.
Sounds
See ya.
good.
End of the onesies, guys.
Can you ask Jimmy to come in?
Sure.
I just don't want to end this wrong and break something.
For sure. I mean,
Jimmy has everything tied together, and I don't want to mess something up.
yeah, and, you know, I can show you guys, you know, some more of my pieces here. Like these are shoulder pauldrons, so they just join onto one of the capes. But like this is another really cool piece I made out of Warbler. But there's always new, like that's the thing I love about Lady Death is she's always got cool new ideas and concepts. So that's part of, you know, a lot of what becoming Lady Death is to me is figuring out who she is and, you know, creating those characters.
Just hit end stream. Just hit end stream when we're done.
Yeah, I'll be back for that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just didn't want to hit the wrong button or something.
Okay, yeah, we'll just
Okay.
end the screen.
Yeah, because she's wrapping
Oh,
up
yeah.
because she doesn't
Oh, yeah.
have anything more to.
Okay, yeah, great.
So.
So we got some viewers here.
Yeah,
We
it's
do.
been good.
So.
So, you know, about halfway done. So I really.
So what are we doing in the next stream?
So in the next stream, we're gonna come back. I still need to do all of my makeup as far as Lady Death goes. So I'll show you what I do as far as like contouring and all of that kind of stuff, and then actually like getting together some of the costume pieces. So we'll, you know, you guys will get a chance to see fully what goes into that, and then also I'll show you a little bit on, you know, how do I get into character and how do I make all that happen as well. So it, you know, it should be a fun time. I'll let you guys, you know, kind of think which, you know, version you might want to see me in. You know, I've got a bunch of different, you know, my pieces here. So, you know, I'll let you guys take a little vote. And
Adriana wants to know what time is the next stream.
next stream starts at 3:00 on the dot.
Okay.
So-
So we're
So
taking.
like 15-minute break here,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll.
Marcel said gives you a thumb up.
Thanks. No, I appreciate it, guys, and you can see. Hopefully, I gave you guys a little insight into body painting. Like I said, I've been doing it for a long time now, so my process gets a little bit faster each time, and I, you know, get to know more and more what goes into it. But it is something that does take time. I always recommend for every person, you know, definitely try out your body paint before you start it. Like, don't try and go to the morning of a convention or an event or whatever it is and think that you're going to be able to do what I just did. This is, you know, hours and hours of practice and, you know, getting that technique down. But it's something that is totally doable for every person. You just need to find what works for your skin type, what's a good color for you, you know, all of those things. Some colors are easier to work with than others, like white I've kind of said is like a medium hard color to work with. So it's not too difficult, but it's also not incredibly easy. And again, this is based off of my skin type and my skin tones. Like oranges and pinks, they're really easy for me. Like they hide flaws a lot better. I think somebody else asked a question, or something popped up
Let's
there.
see.
I'm not even going to try to say the rest of your name.
Awesome stuff. Love seeing how much joy this character brings you. Looking forward to future stuff from you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. No, it really does. Like, Lady Death is a huge part of my life, and, you know, she's really meant a lot to me and has gotten me through some tough times. Like, I love her stories. I love how she can be this strong female, but, you know, it doesn't have to be, like, she's not trying, she just is. And that's my favorite part, is she just is who she is, and that's exactly who she's going to be, and I think that's amazing. And I love that strength, and I've tried to even just embody a little bit of that. And honestly, just the fact that you guys, you know, have said that you think I do her justice, you know, there's days I don't feel it, so I appreciate all that, because she is, I mean, the epitome of beauty. And so I really do appreciate all that.
Hugh says, very excited to see the total picture. Gear looks awesome. Greetings from the Netherlands.
So, okay, so we got 20 seconds left. What time? What's happening next?
So 3 o'clock, we're going to be back here. So 15 minutes, you guys have time to go run, grab a food break, and come on back here. We're going to be working again, finishing up my makeup, picking out the costumes, getting wigs on, and all of that fun stuff to take us into the photo shoot.
And you are again?
I am Sapphire Nova Cosplay with Superheroes Unlimited here at Coffin Comics, Coffin Comics Con Online. That's a hard one. See you guys.